And right in the middle of this huge, epic story, there's this really personal one about a young man whose entire sense of self was just shattered by a single word, and it forced him to make a choice. Was he going to be a forgotten exile or a legendary leader? Okay, so let's dive right in. To really get this, we have to set the scene. We're in pre-Islamic Mecca, a city that had, believe it or not, lost its connection to the very people who founded it. You've got to picture this. For centuries, the actual descendants of the men who built the Kaaba were just wandering the streets that their own ancestors had established. But they had no power, no influence, they were totally displaced, and their most sacred duty, caring for the holy house, was being managed by other, more powerful tribes. But here's the thing, a divine plan was already in motion, and it all went back to this prayer made by Abraham himself, centuries earlier, right there at the Kaaba. The stage was slowly being set for these scattered descendants to finally be gathered together again. So let's take a look at how this whole plan started to come together, piece by piece, starting with the very first figures who began pulling all these disparate threads together. Now, this journey from being totally fragmented to becoming a unified people, well, it didn't happen overnight. The very first steps began with a man named Mudar, and he introduced an innovation that would change absolutely everything. And this is what he invented, al-Hida. It's this incredible form of poetry, like a rhythmic call, that let a single person guide a whole caravan of camels. And get this, in 2022, UNESCO actually recognized this ancient art form as a piece of intangible cultural heritage. How cool is that? I mean, before Mudar, trying to manage a bunch of camels was just chaos. His invention brought order out of that chaos, and it made long-distance trade and travel so much easier. He basically taught a scattered people how to get organized, starting with their most valuable asset. But the name?